So welcome to my YouTube channel. That's what we call The Good Life. Today we're going to be talking about all the things you can be sowing and planting in the month of September. Now if you're anything like me, you're probably harvesting loads and loads of things on your plot or in your home gardens at the moment. So it's easy to get distracted and not to be putting a few things in for the winter and for the spring. Now I'm going to be planting a few things today, but I'm also going to be talking about a few things you can be planting as well that I won't be sowing myself. Now anyone who knows me, they're going to think this is an unusual spot for me to be in. Usually I'm either in my home garden or on my allotment plot. So today I'm actually in our new house in Hereford. It's actually just a stopgap, but I will still be planting a few things to see me through into the autumn, into the winter and into the spring. So it's exciting to be here. So I'm going to be planting things in a new place, in a new raised bed. So it's a little bit scary for me that I've had to start from scratch somewhere, but I will be visiting my allotment plot next week where we'll be doing our allotment jobs. Now let's get started with some of the things you can be sowing and planting. But before I do, a lot of people ask about good books. Now this is, I've got a few, but this is one of my favourites, and it's Allotment Month by Month by Alan Buckingham. I will put a link up on the screen and one in the description if you'd like to get that. I do have to let you know that I do make a little bit of money were you to purchase that, but it is a really handy book. I've got a place marked out that I've been looking at over the last few days that have given me some ideas. Oh, and I nearly lost my seeds there, but not to worry. So let's get talking about the things that you can be sowing this month. Now, if you've not already sown them and you've not got plants started and you've not been to a garden centre, you can be starting off some spring cabbage from seed. So that's something you can be starting off. Cauliflower all year round is a really good one you can be starting off as well. Again, like I said, it's worth visiting your garden centres. So it's great to start some things off from seed, but I do half and half. I don't start everything off from seed, but I do a mixture of both. So there are a couple of really good things you can be starting off. You'd start them off in module trays and then you'd put them out when they got a little bit established, and they would need a little bit of protection to get them going because it could get a little bit cold. Something else you could be doing is beetroot. I started a little bit off of that myself last year. You won't get the great big beetroots, but you will get the tiny little golf ball ones, and you can still eat the leaves with that. I've got a variety there called Bolt Hardy, which is a really lovely variety, but I've still got quite a lot on my plot, so I probably won't start any off, but I did last year because I needed a little bit more. So that's something you can be starting. Something that's an easy thing to start off that's really hardy is also turnips. So again, same thing, you probably won't get the very big turnips, and this is a small snowball variety anyway. You just get the little ones that you can be starting off, but again, a lovely thing to start off. And peas as well. Now these aren't the overwintering peas, which we'll be starting off probably next month if you're going to be doing that, but you can just start off, if you've got some peas left over from the summer, you can just start them off and just do some pea shoots. Lovely thing to do. You just eat the little pea shoots. You're not expecting to get any peas, and if you do, it's a bonus. All you're doing is growing them for the little tiny shoots to add to your salads, your stir fries, your risottos, sandwiches, that sort of thing. And I did that last year, and I've done that for a few years actually, because they're usually quite quick to germinate. And that's another thing to bear in mind. Things you start off in September generally germinate really quickly, whereas when we normally struggle for things to germinate early in the year because it's a little bit colder, this time of the year things do germinate that little bit quicker. So, and there's other things you can be starting off, which I've already started off, and I've transplanted. I started them off in little pots and brought them up here. So this is a raised bed that I brought over from Kent, and I've just, as you can tell, it looks a little bit sorry for itself because it's literally only gone in the last week. I've got some chard in there. So if you've not already got chard, now it could be chard, it could be spinach, and if you get spinach, I'd recommend the Perpetual ones. So you want the ones that are cut and come again. You can either direct sow that into the ground because it's quite hardy, or you could start it off in little pots like I did. Either or is perfectly okay. The only reason I started it off in pots was because I was bringing it up here to transplant it into this. If I was doing it now, I'd probably just sow it straight into the ground. So a very easy thing to do. Something else, spring onions. Now I do generally always start spring onions off in a little pot. The reason I do that is I just find that I get the most dreadful germination when I sow them straight into the ground. Either that or something eats them, I don't know what. So these spring onions here, I started those off in a little pot and I've just transplanted them in. And they can just gently grow and they can overwinter. You can harvest them when they're normal spring onion size, or you can let them get a little bit bigger. So really versatile thing to do. So something else you can be doing, I've got some rocket here that I've just got in a little pot. So I started off a little bit of rocket off in pots, and I've just transplanted these into bigger pots to come on a little bit more. So that's a really good thing. The good thing about rocket is once you get it, it self-seeds itself, and I really like things like that. So obviously that's in a pot at the moment. It can stay in the pot, or you can plant it out in the garden, whatever suits you best. But an absolutely fantastic thing to be starting off. So I've already got a little bit of pak choi here, and some mixed salad leaves there, which I've started off, but I'm going to be doing a few more. So where are my seeds for that? So I've got a mixture here. Now this time of year, obviously you want to do specific kinds of lettuces, and that's where it's handy to have a book, because it tells you the ones that are better for this time of year. You know, or obviously just check the packets of the seeds. But the oriental leaves are particularly good, like the pak choi. You've got the mibuna, mizuna and komatsuna, which are really, really good. And also the different types of lettuce as well. You've got the corn salad, the winter purslane. Again, you want ones that are a little bit more hardy, because otherwise they'll die basically. The really delicate, you know, iceberg lettuces, things like that, they're not going to survive through the winter. Now all lettuces and things that you put this time of year generally do slow down a little bit in the colder months, but again it does all depend how mild the end of the year is and how mild the winter is, and some can do better than others. Something else I've started off that's really hardy is I've got some sorrel there, which I'm going to be planting out. So I did pop a little bit out in the raised bed, and I need to see how it gets on, but I've got lots and lots there that I can plant a little bit more of that. And I've got a little bit more with the pak choi. Now the pak choi is unlikely to form the great big bulbs of pak choi that you get in the supermarkets, but you can still eat it in stir fries and salads and things. But again, you just have to play it by ear really. Either way, they all still work really, really well in salads and stir fries. Now something that is quite nice to also do is radishes. So I'm going to be popping some seeds in now. So I've actually filled it up quicker than I thought I would. So I've got a little bit of the spicy salad leaves there, and I've got some chives there. So just with my little trowel, I'm going to make a little indentation, and I'm going to pop some seeds in. So I've got a lovely mixture, and now these are really worth keeping your eye out for. Like this mixture here is spicy salad. This one is a Speedy mixed salad, which I've got a mixture. If you look on the back of here, it's got rocket in it, Greek cress, mustard pizzo, mustard red lace, pak choi green, and mizuna, one of the ones I mentioned earlier. And these are so lovely because you get a mixture. Now you can either start these off in module trays and plant them out in little individual plants, or you can just do a little row, which is what I'm going to do today. And I quite favour the little rows, especially with these mixed varieties, because they're just like the little cut and come again lettuces. So I'm just going to gently sprinkle them in there. Now I've got this Speedy one here, but if I'm honest, most of these leaves that I've spoken about do grow quite quickly. And Thompson and Morgan do some particularly lovely varieties. I was looking them up myself and thinking if I had any more room, I might pop a little row in there as well, just to get as much as I can. I will put a link up on the screen for some of the mixes I found, but they've got one called Can You Believe Good Life Mix, which I feel compelled to buy. They do a Speedy mix, they do various other mixes, and the good thing about it is that you obviously get a mixture of different varieties, and all these kinds of leaves, all these salad leaves and all these oriental leaves can be used, they're so versatile. So again, salads, stir fries, stews, anything you can put them in. You know, when they get a little bit bigger, you can pop them in whatever you want to put them in. So it's a really good way of adding colour and nutrition to your table with minimum effort, which is something that I really, really like. So something else I've got here is radishes. Now there are some other things you can be sowing and planting, but let me just get these in. And what I've got to say is if you think you're getting value from watching this video, you can do something called Buy Me a Coffee, which really helps me keep the channel going. I love, love, love helping people. Nothing gives me greater joy than helping people grow their own fruit and vegetables. It's one of my big things in life that I strive for. But if you bought me a coffee as well, that would be absolutely fantastic as well. I'll be very grateful. So here I'm just going to pop some radish Another thing, grows really quickly. So a lot of these, like I say, a lot of these little salad leaves, the radishes, again, they only need to they don't need to get very big at all. And I always get tempted to put too many radishes in, and then I don't eat them all. I really struggle. So to do a little row like that is absolutely perfect. So just gently sprinkle them in like so, like that, ever so easy, not difficult at all. And I will water these in very soon. When you water these in, you must water them in with obviously a watering can with a rose on it, because if you water them without a rose on it, all the seeds could just shoot everywhere. Now I need to label these up, so I'm not going to finish doing these so I know where they are. But let's move on to some of the other things you can be sowing this month. You can start sourcing your broad beans, and you can starting off your broad beans either in the ground or in module trays. You can start getting your overwintering onion sets and garlic. So there are other things, again, you can put them straight into the ground on module trays. If I'm honest, garlic and onions, often I just put them straight into the ground. Broad beans, I generally do module trays. You can be doing your overwintering peas. I normally start those off in module trays. And of course, don't forget, you can be doing some Christmas potatoes. How fun would it be to have your own potatoes on Christmas Day? Now, I've done a video just on Christmas potatoes. There is a link up on the screen and one in the description if you'd like to watch that.